And if a simple dripping faucet could teach us how to reclaim the freedoms we seem to have lost along the way. Today, I'm not here to give you a stirring speech or to urge you to rush outside impulsively. I come to deliver to you a practical and scientific manual on how to construct a truly peaceful, orderly, and enduring civic movement capable of generating real change in public policies. Over the past several months, we have analyzed, mathematically modeled, and carefully simulated social dynamics using concepts drawn from chaos theory. The result is this manual, directed especially at England, the country that currently shows the highest odds of success in the struggle against tyranny in Western Europe. Welcome to this manual for regaining your freedom today. In the year 1984, the renowned physicist Robert Shaw published a historically oriented study using a common faucet. When the water fell extremely slowly, the tiny droplets were utterly and completely predictable. But turning the faucet a little more, it all seemed to become chaotic. You never knew exactly when or where the next drop would fall. However, when they carefully and precisely analyzed the data, they found something utterly astonishing. There existed a hidden pattern, a strange attractor. The system appeared chaotic at first glance, but it possessed a deep, intricate fractal order. Unfortunately, it could not be my bachelor's thesis because I lack the tools that exist today, right now. Why do we bring this theory to social movements? Because protests and citizen mobilizations work exactly the same. A single event can act as an initial shock. Then the system enters apparent chaos, ups and downs that are unpredictable. But with the right strategy, that chaos can become a sustained, strange attractor that the political system cannot ignore easily. Studies such as those by Beresticki, Nadal, and Rodriguez from 2015, and analyses of Petrovsky's Yellow Vests from 2022, show that the most enduring mobilizations are not necessarily the largest, but those that succeed in re-injecting energy intelligently before fatigue and repression extinguish them. Since 2024, England has experienced several waves of public protests driven by concerns about uncontrolled immigration, the perception of two speeds in law enforcement, and the serious cases of group sexual exploitation of minors documented in official reports such as Casey Report 2025. Peaceful marches, similar to the September 2025 march, drew between roughly 110,000 and 150,000 people, and local gatherings continue to appear intermittently. The system responds with containment measures and a narrative, but the documented facts do not disappear entirely. This is precisely where science becomes useful. Rather than acting on impulse, we can understand these dynamics as a nonlinear system and design a strategy that keeps movement alive and effective for the necessary time. The model we have developed aims to consistently keep the strange attractor at high intensity for many successive months. Its pillars are successive waves rather than a single powerful protest. Each wave lasts between 10 and 14 days at most, and is then followed by 10 to 14 days of carefully planned strategic rest. This prevents collective fatigue and keeps energy well above the critical threshold. An intentionally lightweight, widely distributed, and decentralized coordination framework. Local groups interconnected through transparent, unambiguous signals without a central leadership vulnerable to rapid attack. X acting as a strategic multiplier, information anchored in official facts, verifiable videos, and a strong commitment to quality over mere quantity. A narrative centered on universal values, ensuring equal protection for every British child, equality before the law, and the restoration of broad public trust in our democratic institutions. A framework of absolute legality in every action. All actions conducted strictly within the legal framework and in a peaceful, nonviolent manner. When this dynamic is maintained for 4 to 6 months, perhaps the political system may be compelled to cross a real threshold for change. The greatest danger doesn't always come from outside, indeed. Many movements are silenced by internal errors. That is the reason we have established anti-collapse protocols. Zero tolerance for violence. Any violent incident triggers repression and lets us frame the entire movement in a strongly negative light. In our simulations, a single violent event can cause the attractor to collapse and seriously reduce its intensity for months. Keep the narrative focused on the facts and the shared values that bind us for a common purpose. Avoid any drift that could be used to divide or delegitimize. Mandatory rest between waves to prevent burnout and sustain long-term momentum. Avoid internal battles and egos that fragment the effort. Quality on social networks and platforms. Well-crafted publications and not spam, informative content. If these protocols are respected, the movement becomes much more resilient. This manual is not a call to confrontation or hostility at all. It is an articulated proposal for intelligent, peaceful, and strategically oriented civic participation based on scientific study of complex systems. England has today a truly unique window: real causes, an open platform, and increasingly conscious citizens. If we apply this approach with discipline and responsibility, we can contribute to restoring the rule of law, the effective protection of the most vulnerable, and parity before the law. If this video has proven useful to you, I kindly ask you for 3 simple things. Please like and share, as that greatly helps it reach more people. Please comment below with the word COS if you want me to share the full simulations, graphs, and if you have any questions. I hope you find it useful, because we are living through some strange times. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Freedom is not recovered with rage. It is recovered with order within chaos. Thank you for watching this video. See you again in the next video.